Shake back! Boy, hello, my dear. I got all the hits.
David Adeleke was born in Atlanta, Georgia, into a very wealthy family. His father, Adedeji Adeleke, is a billionaire businessman who has always wanted the best for his family, enrolling David and his 4 siblings in the best schools around the world and providing a comfortable life. But the cold hands of death struck, and the family lost their mother, Veronica, when David was just 11 years old. Veronica's death would have a huge impact on the young David.
I'm close to my mom.
Right.
Fully, I'm a mommy's boy.
Yeah.
I didn't even send my dad. He was so busy. Like, it was my mom that was coming to school, checking my grades, all of that. So when she died, it was just crazy, just being with my dad. Like, my teenage years was really rough for my dad. The things I would have done for her,
Right.
kind of. Do you understand? Just having her around. So that kind of, sometimes that, triggers me. And just her not knowing at all, like, damn, I became Davido.
A few years after his mother's death, young David developed a burning desire to be involved in music production, going as far as forfeiting his education in the United States and moving to and fro Nigeria to run in the music circles. The move constantly pits him against his father.
These days, like, my dad's hearing, like, yo, David's in Nigeria. He thought I was in America. He thought I was in the dorm. Like, I ain't even been in school for like a year. So he found out, and then all hell broke loose. Like, he was sending, like, any show he hear, because I started doing like club gigs, because the song was hot.
Right.
So I started doing like club gigs, getting like stack here. He started sending police to the shows.
Back when Davido started out, all he wanted was to be in the background, making beats and records for others. He made a demo track for his cousin, but when the dude wouldn't record the track, Davido decided to drop it himself. That was the song, Back When.
My first encounter with Davido was when he was, I think he was 12 or 14, I can't remember. I had gone with my friends. They were friends with his sister. My friends were friends with his sister, so we went together to their house and they introduced me to the sister, and then Davido found out that I worked on radio at the time, and he was like very enthusiastic and very excited, and he made me sit down and listen to some song. I can't remember what song it was. And he said I produced it myself and I did the beats myself, and I was like, okay. It was very amusing,
I think I first heard about David with Asa, my nephew, who was interning for me in the office well over 10 years ago.
My first encounter with David, not David as a person, with his music, was Asa that introduced him to me, Asa Asika. Asa had brought more like a demo tape at the time, of a guy who was trying to do music.
I was amused. I was also like impressed because, he was really, normally new artists would give you the CD and that's it. He made me sit there and listen to it and give him critique. He was, again, a young teenager or preteen, so that was impressive. You could tell that he really wanted to do it, and I just gave him a few pointers, and that was that. Little did we know that he'll become who he is today.
I always liked his vocal tone from day one, and that's what I tend to listen for. What's the tone? Some people are looking for, is he technically the best singer? I don't know, but can he make hit records? The thing is, the first hit record he really wrote was Omar Babalao, and they came and showed me the video before it came out, and I was like, my goodness, the star is born.
I want to dedicate this award to my family, my father, my daughters, my baby, Chioma.
The next thing I see a video, this really young kid with dimples singing about how he had no money, which was very interesting because he looked so fresh. And then you have Nitosi, who was like at the time poster boy for being fresh, next to him, and then they're singing about back when I was broke. It was just very interesting, but it was also catchy. So that was my very first memory of Davido and him coming onto the stage.
I felt like the music was good, no doubt. Obviously, as a DJ, I entered it into my playlist and it became a regular. Back when was a big song as well. Eventually, it wasn't too long after that, I think he had the Dami Duro, and I knew,
Dami Duro was the one that caught everyone's attention. And I remember that you just couldn't not dance to it. You just could not dance to it. But I think the one song for me, for many people, Dami Duro was the song that made them say, oh, we're sitting up and taking notice of this kid. But I didn't particularly like the, personal preference. I didn't like the arrogance in the video of taking a wad of notes and just, slapping it on the table. I think it was when I heard Davido on Carolina with Sauce Kid, and I was like, okay, we have a genuine superstar coming through on our hands. Because I was a Sauce Kid fan, a huge fan, and I saw what he did with the hook. It was really good. It was slightly different from, it was a different thing from what he had done with Dami Duro and from what he had done with Back.
No matter the success his young son had started to record in music, a completion of Davido's education remained a priority to Chief Adeleke. Davido was eventually enrolled in the music department at Babcock University, where he graduated with a second-class degree. But the singer's graduation courted a little controversy among some sections of the public who believed he didn't sit through the lectures and exams.
Well, tutoring world-class musician like Davido is quite an experience. David happened to be a pioneer student here in the department. Definitely, education is key to knowledge. It makes you to be more organized. It makes you to do things in a different way. So I can confidently say that the coming of David to study music officially has really impacted on his professional career. Everybody wants to listen to Davido's music, and that is the impact of education, and that is why his music will continue to be evergreen.
Yeah, it took a long while, about 4 years. I was in school 1 year already before my music became really successful. So.
But no matter what he did, Davido, who had become a rising star with hits to his name, couldn't shake the rich kid tag, as critics attributed his success to his father's wealth.
Nobody gave anything to David. That one I can tell you for free. People always assume that because he comes from a background where there's money in the family, but that was actually a disadvantage.
Whether or not you think it's because he's rich that he's gotten to where he is, he hustles like he has no money and rent is due today.
Davido hustles like a pauper, right? So he hustles like, if I had the kind of money that his father had, I assure you I would throw my legs up every day in Dubai or somewhere else, right? But he still hustles like he wants to make his mark, and that has endeared him to certain people. That's one reason. He's not the first person whose father was rich, or who came from an affluent background, but there's something that's just different about him.
They say love is blind, but how they see your Davido is a family person. If you follow him, no, even if you don't follow him, but if you get to see how even he relates with his children, you can tell that he wants to be there. He wants to be where Imade is. He wants to be where Ali is. He wants to be where he wants to be there. He wants to be. He's that person.
Were you ever romantically involved with any of them?
Yes. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like one night stand or anything.
No.
And did you think you were going to end up with any of them long term?
Yeah.
David is like, yeah. What changed?
I don't know, man. Life, I
Yeah.
guess. Yes, I want to thank all my brothers and sisters, my fans, and I'm already used to it. I've been in this industry 7 years and nobody supports me. It's just hate. From morning to night, it's just hate. Because of what? My papa get money, not my fault. I work hard. I deliver hits. I take care of my people.
Just as Davido grew in status as a certified African music star, the critics never backed off, criticizing his raspy voice, his choice to work with songwriters, and his extravagant lifestyle.
Talking about David has gone through a lot in the industry. Please, let's just drop the card of, he's from a rich family. Let's talk about David as a person. He has gone through a lot as, a person, as an artist, as a father, as a friend.
I think the industry was very tough on him. In general, I think they didn't expect much. They didn't also respect him as much because they felt like he didn't have this grass to grace story. Rich kid, you don't need to do this. If this doesn't work out, you can always go and collect money from daddy. It was more of the industry that was tough on him, not necessarily the media.
Because it's Davido, people are always going to be like, oh, say your father has money, you don't know how to sing, and that's why you're buying music and all. And he has embraced it. Yes, I'm buying, and I'm crediting people, which is the actual thing that people in say the US or South Africa do, like more structured music industries do. So anyone who is mocking him for doing that is clearly doesn't know the music business, or clearly is really just hating.
There's a phrase that says, when you rise to the top, you're an easy target. Yeah. So I don't really listen to the chit chat. The most important thing is, are the key players who are involved satisfied? There are producers and there are songwriters and there are hit makers, and that's how the music industry works. So when people say buying songs, it sounds like as if there's something negative in it. Producers get paid, songwriters get paid. So if that is what is happening, it's fine. I'm not involved directly, I don't know what they're doing. But what I can tell you for free is that he has as many hit records as any artist I can think of anywhere in the world over the last 8 years. I mean, it's a lot of records, yeah? So it can't be about buying songs.
You're always on the road, moving around a lot. Do you listen to your own music?
Funny enough, I don't think I listen to my music I released.
Okay.
I probably listen to like unreleased stuff.
Okay.
Because I like to work on stuff, but music I release and I've already got like, I don't like really going back and start listening to stuff.
No matter the criticisms, Davido never backs down from showing he has total control over his music creation process. He has gone as far as showing his working process and chemistry with his longtime producer friend Shizzy at the Nigerian Entertainment Conference in 2015. If Davido was becoming comfortable dealing with his critics, he certainly wasn't when his erstwhile friendship with Wizkid turned to unhealthy rivalry, with Starboy publicly echoing some of David's critics' sentiments about his voice. And their status as Africa's biggest acts only made matters worse, with fans understandably divided on who would take the ultimate crown. It wasn't long before another peer joined in the fray as Africa's undisputed music king, Burna Boy.
I don't think the industry is necessarily responsible for comparing him to other artists. I think fans and the general listening public will do that anyway, not necessarily the industry. If anything, I think that industry heads want all of them to do well. Because if they all do well, it's good for everybody. I don't think the comparison is necessarily the industry per se. I think it's more of the fans and more of the general listening public and basically people in general. I don't sit personally. Or necessarily my colleagues don't sit and start to compare both of them and start to say, oh, this one scored this point, so I wonder what this person is gonna do.
Well, I don't think that is fair. Fans do this, especially if they are rival fans. Journalists do this. Bloggers, probably the biggest culprits in all of this, sparking up wars that don't exist, or beating the drums, and amplifying these things that already do. I think the media's reaction, fans' reaction to these things could have been way better.
Must we do that again? I mean, why the comparison every time? Man? These are two great artists. I mean, they make great music, both of them. I don't play music thinking, oh, I'm going to play a lot of Davido today, or oh, I'm going to play a lot of Whiskey. I'm just playing music. I'm looking at the crowd, what works, what I need to play. It could come from anywhere. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't even know where people get that constant comparison. And it happens to every one of us.
People don't know me. If you really know me, the ones that are close to me know that, Whiskey is all about one love, togetherness, and just working together, man. Like, making sure I reach out to my brother when they need me, because me too, I feel need my brother tomorrow. My brother, they look out for me. So.
I don't get any problems. That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So, yeah, with the role, he knows it. They go pitch, they drive with all. This is Dami Duro video, bro.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Me and Wiz they go. Now Wiz first carry me go back us.
Like every human, Davido has had his fair share of devastating losses. The singer has lost many close friends and DMW affiliates, including Obama, who died of a heart attack, and other deaths that have rocked Davido's camp in recent times.
Now, looking at everything that has happened within his, team or his band, losing, friends, those who have become brothers to him, it's actually a sad situation to see a young person, like someone go through that, someone seeing a bestie just, out of the world.
So with Davido, I think that as with other artists, right, there is a bit too much focus on how he responds to grief rather than the person who is the victim of that situation, right? Reading about people saying, oh, you're insensitive, you didn't post at this time, people policing grief, people expecting, the thing about grief is that you can't really expect people to respond in a certain, in a template. You can't have a template for response to grief.
It's a lot. I'm all emotional.
Everybody waiting on top this stage, nobody say they be random people. I have helped them. And I can't wake up every day knowing that, wait. I cannot wake up every day. I know that people have problems in this Nigeria. Anything I can do, I feel do.
We rise by lifting others.
Remember when he said that at the Headies? I can't remember what year it was now. He generally is a happy-go-lucky guy who just wants to have fun and have a good time. And at the same time, he wants to help others. I remember asking him, I've done a lot of interviews with Davido, and he's probably even one of my favorite people to interview because he's very open and honest, and he just doesn't care, and he's going to say what he has to say. And he's definitely one of the people who just likes to help others. Like I said, every time Davido comes to this station, there's a crowd outside the gates. It doesn't happen for everybody because they know that he will show hands. Now this is for the streets. He will throw money. He will, he will show hands. He will do something for the boys. And it's also evident with the way he carries his entire entourage. I think that there are many reasons why it appears as though Davido is helping people more. One, people around him say that he has a nice heart, right? That he's a kind person. So I think there's that hunger to, oh, I made it, I'm going to help people. His contemporaries may have that. Well, he seems to be the one showing it the most. For the DMW, who was, I think he's, helping buy food, he's doing stuff for them. Yeah, other artists might be doing that as well, but we can see that of Davido more clearly, and he seems to have the philosophy of, oh,
we rise by lifting others. I think that he can continue with doing that. But at some point, I just hope that it doesn't backfire.
We see videos of David, in his house, but at the balcony, and there are young guys rapping, singing, just trying to catch his attention. If you look at the bridge, for instance, you see David here, you see these guys here. But David paying attention is a different thing. So you don't get to see artists doing that.
I asked him one time, why do you carry all these people around? He said, they're my people. They're just my people. I grew up with them. Now, I don't think he grew up with all those people, but I just feel like he feels somewhat responsible for some of these people, and he feels like he has to put others on.
Like I say, all the artists that are watching me, we rise by lifting others. When I know if you do, I'm alone.
Whatever critics have had to say about him, David has generally earned praise for his selflessness to the people around him and those who crossed his path. Davido warmed many hearts when he raised over 200 million naira from friends and associates for his birthday. He could have kept all that money, but he added 50 million naira of his own and pledged the entire sum to orphanages. He had playfully called on friends to donate towards clearing his Rolls Royce ahead of his birthday, but he received more than he bargained for.
So I don't know who my friends be. All of my friends want 1 million naira. Jude, Peter, Paul, Oya. When I don't reunite, Abi, Oya. Send my money, sharp. Now me start Tamo, remember who?
He had spent over a decade investing in others, and almost everyone was eager to show him love.
First of all, I'd like to say a big thank you. This wasn't anything that I planned. I was literally I'm in Dubai, by the way. I was literally on my balcony in the hotel, and as a joke, I had posted my account number saying my friends. It was actually a thing. We actually wanted to do close friends, like behind the public, like not making it public. But I just ended up posting it online, and they love. A lot of people have called me, saying, it's your money, keep it. Don't listen to what people are saying, blase. Not to be cocky, but apart from the fact that I don't really, the money is a lot. I won't say I don't need it, but I think there are more people that need it more than me. So I've decided to donate all the money.
Davido's resolve as a go-getter is inspirational, and his status as one of the biggest music stars to ever come out of Africa is more than certified. And unlike years ago, when he struggled to get people on his side, the world is not only watching to see the heights he will take his career, they are cheering him on while he's at it.
And the BET award goes to
Davido,
Nigeria!
Nigeria, what's up, my people?
I'm just happy to be alive, to be witness to what I'm seeing. The rise to greatness is incredible. We've been involved in this thing for a long time. So I'm just extremely proud. I'm extremely proud to know them. I'm proud of him and the journey, and I think there's so much more to come, because evolution is constant. Even if you listen to his sound, you see the evolution.
What I think about Davido and people loving him is his consistency. He gave it to us, he showed us, he has proven it to us over the years. He has won awards, he has sold out a lot of shows. He has given us albums back to back. He has given us singles back to back. Collaborations, Davido is there, and even the family life too. He's still there.
I don't know, the man has broken almost every record there is to break. So, the next stage for him is probably picking up his own Grammys. He'll definitely do all of that. I think that, the Grammys, all those things that people like that, it's just for him. I think the most important thing is continue to make great music, to continue to hone the talent, deliver world-class performances, and affect and touch your fans. He has an incredible platform, and I have no doubt that with the kind of strategic management and the way they're working, the future is going to be very exciting.
My name is Bemi. Keep watching the Netng.